This city is always wide awake, watching for the next star to stand out from the crowd and come to the surface. Tonight, all eyes turn to the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center to find out which professional pickleball player will do just that under these lights at the Zimmer Biomet New York City Open. It truly is golden hour here on a lovely Saturday night on this Memorial Day weekend. And we have 2 gold medal matches in professional pickleball coming your way. First up, we have men's doubles with Ben Newell and Eric Pailet taking on Mario Barrientos and Jack Monroe. And then it is all about the ladies for our nightcaps. Mona Jarjing and Allison Harris taking on Megan Fudge and Yana Newell. All that coming your way live on Fox Sports 1. The men are getting warmed up as we speak because they know it all comes down to this. A new duo will take home a gold medal here from New York City. To bring you along for all the action, welcome into the broadcast booth. I'm AJ McCord alongside Next Gen National Team Coach Chad Edwards, Pro Pickleball Coach Dominic Catalano, the 4th member of our team, Dorian Kraft, going to be joining us in just a moment. You guys cannot wait to see how these players perform underneath the lights. Dom, talk us through the duo that is Monroe and Barrientos coming through the bracket today.
Well, Jack Monroe, Mario Barrientos didn't know they were playing together until 2 days ago. You want to talk about a partnership that really flourished early on? It is these two. Jack Monroe, one of the next up-and-comers. Everyone that really new to pickleball hasn't seen him before. Chad, you and I have known this kid for about 9 years.
Yeah,
He's been playing for a long time. But again, in their semifinal match, the difference maker was Barrientos. Will Howells went at him a little bit, started talking to him. Last thing you want to do is poke the bear, and he did it. Barrientos answered, started chirping a little bit back, and it was all she wrote right there. Barrientos and Jack Monroe coming out on top in that semifinal.
And then on the other side of the net, this duo also won relatively new to the APP Tour, Chad, but not to be taken lightly tonight.
Yeah, Ben Newell and Eric Pailet, they've been making deeper runs in draws, but this is the first time that we're going to see them on championship match for men's doubles. But Newell had a couple of match points on his paddle 2 weeks ago in Cincinnati against the team that ended up winning in DeHart and Nunnery. But today I had the opportunity to watch them kind of all throughout their draw, and they've really come together. They move really well. You'll watch for Newell to put pressure on with some ernies and fake ernies, and Pailet moves over, covers exceptionally well. But the big thing, watch for Pailet's backhand flick. He's going to reach in. He can hit down the line, cross court, through the middle, but it's how quick he goes on that next attack with the forehand. He really uses the flick for the setup. So watch for, I think this is going to be a pretty fast-paced match. Monroe likes to play quickly. Barrientos is in there, like you said, Dom, with the counter, but it's going to come down to Newell and Pailet and how much they can stay controlled with that fast tempo.
The shadows are getting long here right underneath Arthur Ashe Stadium, right next to LaGuardia here in Queens. 75 degrees, just a little bit of wind, a little bit of humidity, but my goodness, these players are ready to take off. We'll see some men's pro doubles pickleball action when we come back to New York City.
Move it, move it. You like to move it, move it.
Jack Monroe and Mario Barrientos have not played much together, but you would not know it. The way they came through the bracket today to punch their ticket here to their very first gold medal match on the APP Tour. To tell us more about how this duo came to be and what is making them so dynamic here in New York City, we welcome in now Dorian Kraft.
Thanks, AJ. You talk about them not playing together much. That's a little bit of an understatement. They had never played together prior to today. Both Jack Monroe and Mario Barrientos had to scramble to find new partners after each of their respective partners pulled out just about 24 hours prior to the start of the tournament. Monroe and Barrientos, they knew each other from social media and the tour. They weren't able to practice yesterday due to exigent circumstances, but getting onto the court today, they decided that they wanted to play big in the middle. I got to talk to Jack Monroe prior to their quarterfinal match, and he said, we made the decision to be aggressive because we wanted to play that way instead of making mistakes due to miscommunication. And you could say it worked. They haven't dropped a game throughout this tournament. They've only given up 31 total points on their way to the final.
Certainly making a statement early, Dorian, as this duo trying to prove that they are here for the long haul. I was talking with Jack, and he said that actually, building off of what Dorian said, part of the partnership being so new is that it took the pressure off of him. And so he's been able to play free today and almost has eliminated any nerves.
You're playing with house money right now, right? You come in, you're loose, you're free, and saying, hey, if we do well, good. If not, we haven't played together before.
Certainly, now that you're in this gold medal match, though, each of these teams are fighting forward and believe that they've got a shot.
Oh.
That was Ben Newell with the backhand flick.
Yeah.
Start things off.
Newell's going to be very active. You're going to see him a few times with both his feet off the ground.
Here's a look at Ben Newell with the serve. As you can see, his first gold medal match appearance here on the APP Tour. Top left of your screen, in the black hat, his partner there, Eric Pailet, in the white hat.
That's just a great hands battle by all four of these guys up here. And Newell trying to end it, trying to get on top and get that ball down at the feet.
Newell playing with Pailet, who, when I was talking with him earlier today, I said, okay, tell me a little bit about you, because pickleball, in terms of how he came here on the APP Tour, did a lot of local play. And he said, you know, I don't have that many interesting things about myself. Let me tell you, 4 minutes with him, I beg to differ. We'll get into Eric Pailet's story in a little bit, but now bring you back up to speed in game action. 1-2-1, the score here in our first game of our men's doubles gold medal match. Best 2 out of 3 games, 2-11, to decide who takes home the gold.
3-1-1.
3-1-1, the score for Jack Monroe.
Barrientos trying to come up, put a little bit of pressure on. He is somewhat of an imposing body, and with the braids going today, a little bit intimidating with his look.
Barrientos lives in Utah, but originally from Chile, and he played a lot of sports growing up, none of them pickleball. He played soccer, basketball, rugby, volleyball. Just started playing pickleball when he moved to the States. He moved here in 2016, 2019, when he really started picking up the game.
Oh, the little backhand counter there from Ben Newell right at the body of Jack Monroe.
1-4-1.
1-4-1 for Pailet's serve.
Second server.
A little too much movement there from Newell on that attempted drop.
1-4-2.
Looking down at the court as well. Potential. Didn't bounce as much as he wanted. And then that's a quick side out there.
4-1-1.
So it will be Jack Monroe with the serve. combination points from these two teams before finally Newell's dink a little bit short and into the net.
And what you're going to see, too, is you're going to see Ben Newell run around that forehand. He loves to run around that forehand because it gives him another option to pull a trigger. So look for him to do that. It's not that his backhand is weak. He just likes to have more options when he runs around it. If he wants to pull that trigger on that forehand, he can.
5-1-2.
5-1-2. Barrientos with the serve. That one off the paddle of Pailet, sails out of bounds. So just like that, Barrientos and Monroe with a 5-point lead here in game number 1.
Nice job right there. Barrientos inserting himself in the middle. Again, making sure that his presence is known there. Chad, that's a 7-1 lead. That's pretty quick.
A very quick lead here for Mario Barrientos and Jack Monroe. So a timeout called on the court. We'll have more pickleball action when we return to the Zimmer Biomet APP New York City Open.
Go 7-1 early in game 1, taking a look at how that duo advanced through the draw and knocked off Will Howells and C.J. Klinger in the semis. Also enjoyed a victory over Stefan Auburn and Brendan Long. Other victims included Kaden Niemoff and Kaden Stewart. So it's been a nice run for that duo here, and up 7-1 in game 1.
We are in the shadows of Arthur Ashe Stadium, and some legends making their way back to these hallowed grounds. Yvonne Lendl, an 8-time tennis Grand Slam champion, won 3 straight U.S. Open singles championships from 85 to 87. And then Kim Cloysters also back here playing some pickleball, a 3-time U.S. Open tennis champion. Look at that, moving on the court like they never left. Pretty cool to be back.
It is really special to be back at this venue. I don't get the chance, although I don't live that far away now, but I don't get the chance to come out here often. So whenever I get the chance, it brings back a lot of memories, and it's nice to do it for a different sport, but you can still get the same vibes a little bit.
You guys, we are in such an important space in sports history right here next to Arthur Ashe Stadium. As you can see on your screen, the Billie Jean King National Tennis Center. What is it like to see these tennis players come back and embrace this new sport?
Well, I've seen Ivan Lendl, make his way back into pickleball, brought in by his son-in-law, and I've actually watched him play in quite a few tournaments before here. And I tell you what, he may be a little bit older, but his hands never left him.
Oh my gosh, I've seen him play numerous times, numerous tournaments, just like Chad. His hands are ridiculous.
And then Kim Kleister's on the other side. I mean, the ground strokes.
She hits bombs. Watched her play earlier today. She was ripping that forehand.
No further proof about pickleball and how much it is growing that we have an opportunity to play in a venue like this in New York City. Back in live action, game 1, still very much going the way of Mario Barrientos and Jack Monroe. They have a 7-point lead here in this first game.
Oh, just a little unlucky there with the net cord for Monroe. Kicked right and went wide, but Barrientos and Monroe don't seem like they're under any pressure right now.
Second server.
You couldn't be any more right, Chad. There's nothing that they're not handling, like from the other side. I'd like to see Newell and Pailet kind of bring it a little bit. There's opportunity there. Pailet just hanging back though.
Yeah, and then Barrientos reaching in. Good spot right in that right hip. Pailet's trying to slide across, sitting in that backhand. Difficult to try to reset that.
So it's a side out. Monroe with the serve. That time. The push just a little bit too far off the paddle of Barrientos.
And that's Barrientos' strength right there, is that backhand counter. He just uses a little too much wrist on that one.
Finally, Eric Pailet finds the angle to put that one away.
I will say, Newell's looked better.
Yeah.
Both feet off the ground, hitting it down hard. The downside with the pickleball is when you hit it hard straight down into the court, it doesn't go there. We saw that with Pailet's angle, like you said, Dom. That's the one that is more difficult to get back.
You like the jumping backhand from Van Newell right there.
It looked good. It was Ed Newell right there.
It looked good.
I mean, style points, 10 out of 10.
Absolutely. Reminded me of a player on the APP Tour, Grayson Golden. Grayson does that very often. And I think that ball is pretty much done after that point as we get a new one. Michelle Bumgardner, our lead referee, she is the boss when it comes to referees here on the APP Tour. Her and her husband, Mike, do a great job.
Newell with the serve, trailing 2-8-1 here in our first game. Just a lot of power coming at these two, both sides of the net.
Like you said, bring the pressure, right?
Yeah.
Got to bring it.
Again, the pressure being brought by Newell and Pailet, that time off the paddle, out of bounds of Barrientos.
Well, I think if you're going to go at Barrientos, that's the spot. Right there on that right hip. He's sitting more with like semi-western pancake grip almost. Oh, nice shot there from Monroe, right in the back, into the body of Pailet. But Barrientos is sitting with what he wants is just that backhand counter grip. So you find that right hip very difficult for him to get to that forehand.
That time, Newell targeting the left hip of Barrientos and off the paddle into the net. Little run here by Newell and Pailet. Still trail by 3 and a side out now, but that was a 4-0 run for Newell and Pailet. They trailed 8-1 at one point here in this first game.
Well, right now it's who's going to initiate it, right? Who's going to initiate it? Who's going to get the opportunity to pull the trigger right now? And whoever's able to do it first is coming out on top.
Oh, did you see Monroe with the inverted flick right there? If anybody follows Jack Monroe on social media, you'll see some of the craziest shots that he comes up with. That one there looking like he's going to hit two-hand backhand push and then flips the hands over inside outset.
Timeout receivers.
Beautiful third shot drive there from Barrientos. And it sets up a game point opportunity for himself and his teammate, Jack Monroe. Newell and Pailet want a second to talk about it on the court as they trail by 5 here in this critical first game. So you guys referenced how well...
Okay.
You guys referenced how well you know Jack throughout his time playing pickleball. He was the youngest 5-0 player in pickleball. Moved over to the sport after playing baseball, threw out his shoulder in middle school. But how has that background helped him, Chad, as he's moved into pickleball?
Well, part of it is that he started pickleball so young that he developed a solid base. And if you'll notice, he serves right-handed, plays left-handed, hits an overhead right-handed, can switch on the stretch quickly and take a right-handed forehand if needed. So his ability to react quickly and the fast twitch muscles that he has, it really sets up his hands and his ability not only to speed balls up, but essentially to counter any attacks.
And we knew him when he was in middle school, when he was playing a lot of pickleball. They went to high school, became an athlete in high school. We still followed him around when he was playing baseball and basketball, followed him, and we were excited when he decided to come back to pickleball, though.
And now a chance to take game one for Barrientos and Monroe, but that forehand sails long, so it'll be a side out here. First step done if you're Newell and Pailet out of the timeout. Get the ball back on your side of the court. Dom, after this point, I want to hear what you need to see them do to get back in this first game.
Well, first there was a screen there from Ben Newell. He's like, screen, stop here. Where's it going? But right there, what they need, a little chaos, and that's going to work. But again, we've talked about they have to be the initiators. There it is right there. There's an opportunity. Newell.
Instead, Monroe very much ready for it.
But yeah, it's chaos. It's organized chaos they need to create.
Why does their game thrive in that?
Well, I think both of these teams, if they can initiate, they feel like they're under control. If you're getting sped up on, you're on the defense first. You're on the defense initially, and it takes you good defense to create offense. So you have to be the initiator right here.
So they get one back, but it's a second game point opportunity here for Jack Monroe and Mario Barrientos. Monroe with the serve. And the attack from the get-go from Barrientos and Monroe to take game one, 11-6 here in our men's pro doubles gold medal match. We'll be right back at the Zimmer Biomet APP New York City Open. Don't go anywhere on Fox Sports 1.
Light it up in New York. Let's get lit. We got free stuff for you. From the gentleman we hired from the local modeling agency. We're here to throw in free stuff. Who wants it? Only the honest pickleball fans will get it. Scream for free stuff from what you're hired. Keep that energy going all evening long. Game two coming up in this men's pro
Welcome back. In the shadows of Arthur Ashe Stadium, we have some fantastic professional pickleball that has been taking place all week long over this holiday weekend. And that includes our AARP Match Spotlight. This week, focused on Masters Mixed Doubles. Margaret Corcoran and Mark Redding taking home the gold. So congratulations to Margaret and Mark, all of our pickleball players who've made their way here to compete. We've had so much fun watching you all week long. Here's a look at some of those other winners in our Masters and Champions Division winners. And look at that, Champions Men's Singles, Marcelo Jardim, who is the brother of Simone Jardim, going for a gold medal tonight in women's doubles. Congratulations to all our winners.
Karen Coaches hasn't lost in a long time. That lady is killing it right now. She's fun to watch, too.
Back here live on Championship Court, Game 2 underway. Ben Newell and Eric Pailet must win this one to force us to a decisive Game 3.
Yeah, perfect setup there from Monroe. Slides that one down the line behind Pailet. Comes back across and just ties up Newell and Pailet in the middle of the court.
At time, Jack Monroe leaves the ball just a little bit short, so side out here on the court.
0-1-1.
Ben Newell with the serve.
Second server.
And Newell coming up just a little short, trying to take that ball out of the air.
Newell and Pailet have been a fantastic duo all day long, certainly crediting their play on the court for that, as you see Barrientos get big in the middle.
I know, but did you see the grip change from Barrientos there when that ball popped up? So what he had to do, came across, reached in, rolled it, but was so far off with that grip in order to hit the higher ball, had to change the grip a little bit, flatten it out. Tough to do with one hand.
So it's a side out, but then Ben Newell, big forehand there. You see him take another look at that ball quickly.
Quick roll.
That's just too good.
Nice jump there from Ben Newell. Newell, you see looking over to the sidelines. Dorian, who is he looking at?
Well, Ben Newell is looking at his wife, Jana Newell, and I got to talk to Ben Newell and Eric Pailet a little bit earlier today, and they talked about their strength when it comes to problem solving, and they both credited Jana Newell and the way that she watches the game when she watches them play, as that one goes right down the sideline. But Ben Newell saying the women's game is so strategic. She sees things that we don't see. She problem solves for us, and then we're able to go out there and execute.
Certainly doing that today, and Jana telling...
solving problems? Never.
You got to have a brains behind the operation. And Jana, no better. She is such a good strategist.
We're certainly excited to see that on display in her own match later on today when she and Megan Fudge go for our women's pro doubles gold medal. Ironically, she told me she gets much more nervous watching Ben
you get way more
Jana.
nervous watching a significant other or family member.
And she said she wasn't sure if she was going to be able to watch this match because, you know, she has a gold medal match of her own to warm up for, but she may have seen how game 1 went and said, I'm coming, honey. I got you.
Oh, but it is true, though. The women's game is a lot more strategic. There's a lot more ball movement. The men's game has a tendency to be a little bit slower paced than pick up speed, and a lot of the time it relies on power.
What an angle taken there by Pailet for the winner.
Well, it's a lot closer than he wanted that, too, because that ball's right on the line with that forehand from Pailet.
Right on the line.
These boys have challenges.
Does not look like they will use them, but that is one of the new rules here in the 2024 APP Tour. Players are granted the use of challenges. We can get into those rules as it comes into play here.
So right there, finding the forehand of Mario Barrientos.
Elevated
and it's scary
forehand.
to say you found the forehand because the first counter was backhand. That was his strength. But then you got to the forehand.
That cross-court dink just slicing too hard. Can't make it over the net, so on to their second serve. Newell with it.
1-2-2.
Oh.
Just catches the paddle of Ben Newell off the edge guard and out of bounds.
Well, that's a good quick flick there from Barrientos. I don't think Newell was anticipating him getting the second forehand there. And again, nice quick hands from Barrientos.
The speed up initiated and
A bit of a
Barrientos
stare down there.
ready for it.
He's starting to feel it a little bit.
Keep testing my hands.
Yes,
I want you to test my hands. Come on.
Stop it. Stop it. If you have not learned from the last match. Oh. But what did they get to? They got him to open
Elevated
up to the forehand. Yep.
He can get the one that's down below his hip.
Yes.
Anything that's kind of rib cage, armpit,
Yep.
very tough to get to. That's a good reach in there from Barrientos, taking that ball out of the air, pushed it wide behind Pailet. Pailet didn't have enough time to react. Monroe reading it perfectly. Only option was to go down the line.
He mishit it too.
Hey,
He's looking at him and his hands, his paddle.
use the whole paddle. That's why you got it.
Barrientos flicks that ball, gets a little help off the net. Pailet can't get it back over. So new game, same story here for Barrientos and Monroe. A timeout called on the court as Barrientos and Monroe have a 5-1 lead here in this second game. We'll come back as soon as this timeout is over on Fox Sports 1 for Game 2 of our men's doubles Zimmer Biomet APP New York City Open gold medal match.
We were also able to swing by Andre Mick and Spencer Lanier. Andre Mick, who made a great catch of a pickleball in the fan stands of the VIP section just a few moments ago. We salute you, Andre. So good work from both squads to get into this final here. Gold medal match at the Zimmer Biomet APP New York City Open. This is a gold medal match here in New York City under the lights. DJ Dev's got things going. No reason to stop now.
UTR has unveiled the official pickleball rating system of USA Pickleball and the APP. Get your rating today at utrsports.net. Welcome back to Championship Court. This men's pro doubles gold medal match has been all about Jack Monroe and Mario Barrientos, boys.
I mean, they're just coming out with a game plan. The problem is that the other team doesn't know the game plan, and they're trying to go at Mario Barrientos and keep the ball away from Jack Monroe because they're more familiar with Monroe and what he can do.
So if you're Newell and Pailet out of this timeout, Chad, what do you have to do to get back in this match?
They had a run in game one where they were the ones that were setting the tempo. They were being a little bit more aggressive. We've said it multiple times here. Get an elevated ball to the forehand of Barrientos, and you're going to get an easier ball coming back. However,
not that high.
Yes.
Must land in the court.
Yeah, he's going to lead that one.
6-1-2, Barrientos with the serve. Barrientos speed it up. Sorry, bat it down the middle.
I want to see Ben Newell take that ball and flick it down the line behind Barrientos right here. He tries to just push it back middle.
And it's a 7-1 lead here for Barrientos and Monroe in game number 2.
I know you noticed what they did, Chad.
I mean, I'm okay with it because both of them have strong backhands.
For those who don't share your brain wavelength, tell us what you're talking about.
So we didn't want to really hit on it, but we noticed it is that you had Pailet and Newell not switch on the serve. They don't switch sides. They're going to here, but they stayed on each other's respective sides, and what it did was it put both forehands on the outside and put the backhands in the middle. Typically, you don't want that. They're going to do it again here. They're going to stay. Newell gives the sign to stay.
Monroe initiating not one speed up, but 2 of them, and executed to perfection.
But Monroe and Barrientos did the same thing. Because Newell stayed, then they put Monroe on the left and kept the lefties in the same position. Now again, Monroe fast enough, quick enough with that good speed up and second attack there. Right now, just throw the kitchen sink out there. Take some. Take some chances.
You have to right now, because what's going to happen is Monroe and Barrientos, they're facing they have a match point on their paddle at 10-1. You think for a second that Jack Monroe's not going to come out here and try and have a little fun and put an exclamation point on this game right here? You're crazy. I'm going to look for him to come out of this timeout and try and do something.
I was going to say, if it's a big serve, good job. He's coming forward looking for the Ernie.
In 10-1, I'm in this corner right now going, show me something. What do you got? Show me something.
Yep.
Show me something that people haven't seen yet today.
Receivers, no timeouts remaining. Servers,
So this is a massive moment for Jack Monroe and Mario Barrientos. They could finish off what has been an unbelievable run so far right here. Monroe, the youngest 5-0 player in pickleball, has a chance to bring home this gold medal with his teammate, Mario Barrientos.
Oh, they're going to challenge it. I was going to say, that was close. Pailet called it wide. It's close to the line, but you're in a position here. You may as well challenge it.
So here's another look at that ball that Pailet called just wide.
Oh, my.
Side out, 1-10-2.
As close as it gets. The score is 1-10-1. And so now we go into our 2024 APP Challenge rules here. As you can see, some video review.
I think the video ref's going to call that out.
This is a critical moment. Championship point opportunity here for Munro and Barrientos. And it all comes down to the call of this review. So we can review this call because line calls are reviewable here on the APP Tour. However, it must be a rally-ending shot. And there's no limit on the number of challenges a player or a team can utilize during any given match. However, you get a technical warning after 3 failed challenges. So that's when it starts to affect the way that you can play. Here, though, Barrientos and Monroe sitting at a championship point opportunity, Dom. Can you believe that these two had never played together before today?
After video review, the ball was out.
Okay, so ball called out, which means...
Barrientos and Monroe have lost a video challenge.
Pailet looks over at us going, whew.
This much.
Just needed the sliver.
That would have been very anticlimactic
It
to
would have.
win it that way.
I mean, a win is a win.
True.
However,
Time in.
this match certainly
1-10-1.
deserves to have its moment. Pailet and Newell trying to take this
There
slim
we go.
advantage and use it to
Step up,
theirs.
be aggressive.
Start swinging, boys.
2-10-1.
Pailet doing exactly that,
So
the determination on his face.
I'm going to throw out what my college coach used to say, right?
3-10-1.
All right, no
Me too.
strikes, swing for the fence. 1 strike, swing for the fence. 2 strikes, choke up, swing for the fence.
and there it goes.
That
Right there.
literally went over the fence. Congratulations.
You're right on cue, Chad.
Well done.
That ball
There's
That
the
was
fence.
deep in center field.
It's in the basket at Wrigley.
Just a little bit,
Just
Eric.
missed,
Just a
Eric.
little bit.
Unfortunately, this would be pickleball as opposed to baseball. So swinging for the fences and actually hitting them, not what you're
Yeah,
trying to
but
do.
you know, swing out of your shoes. Why not?
Well, it's gotten him a few points here out of that challenge. Still a lot of points for Newell and Pailet to get.
Eric is serving 3-10-2.
So a little confusion here on the court in terms of the serve, but let's talk
I
about
think
this.
they came in at 1.
Let's talk about this little run, Dom, that Newell and Pailet have been able to get on. How have they done it?
It's like Chad said, talking about baseball references, is nobody took the bats
Time in.
away. Get out there and swing.
3-10-2.
You're not going in there blind. Start swinging, and that's what they're doing right here. I like it. Oh.
Point.
Force him into playing a ball right there. Again, you're going right at him. Jack can't get his paddle down.
4-10-2.
And just like that, 4-10-2, Newell with the serve.
Not good footwork on that one there from Pailet. He loaded, but that ball kept on getting deep.
So another championship point opportunity here for Barrientos and Monroe. Newell, though, refusing to back down.
Yeah, heard Monroe communicating there. High, high, high. Barrientos went a little too far forward on the higher drop.
And
Good
again,
pressure.
what are you liking about the way that Newell and Pailet defended on that
Well,
service
I mean,
side?
right now you really have nothing to lose by taking a chance. You have to apply the pressure, and right now Pailet and Newell are setting the tempo.
Good recovery there by Monroe off the net cord. And again, the aggression from Newell and Pailet paying off here in game number 2.
Ben's hot right now. I'm feeling it.
Oh, good spot there from Barrientos, right into the body of Pailet.
All of these players showing their emotion. It is that point in a championship
5-10-2.
opportunity here, the gold medal match, to dig deep. And that's exactly what all of them are doing.
Oh, he got it back. Oh, just out.
Great dig by Pailet, but out of bounds. And so it's another chance for Barrientos and Monroe to end this match.
Match point number 4 here on the paddle of Jack Monroe.
Monroe said that all he has to do is try to trick himself into not being nervous for him to play at his best. No better time for him to play loose and free than right now. But Newell will not back down. Off one foot. Got it to go.
Newell even looked down to make sure he wasn't in the kitchen because he kind of flamingoed that on one leg. Got up, used his reach.
Oh, Newell and Pailet hold up 5 match points.
Don't go anywhere.
This is where you have to wonder, are those nerves creeping in for Munro and Barrientos, because they had a 10-1 lead and a chance to end this match.
Here's what I'll say. If they can hold Newell and Pailet here, I would like to see Monroe and Barrientos come out, drive the first third that they get. You have 2 serves to try to close it out. Just a little too much.
Pailet pushes it just a little bit deep.
Yeah, we'll take an offensive timeout here. Reset for Monroe and Barrientos.
So a reset here because yet another, their 6th championship point opportunity is coming their way. Dom, what do they have to do out of this timeout to just stop this little run that Newell and Pailet have gone on?
I'm on the side of Chad here, okay? You've been kind of passive the last 5. You've tried to drop a ball in. You really haven't done anything aggressive. Remember at 10-1, we're like, go for it here, right? They didn't. No. They played passive.
Easy drop.
They were waiting for Pailet and Newell to make a mistake instead of stepping on the gas and saying, we're going to force you to stop us. So right here, this third, whether it is Barrientos or it is Monroe getting the third right here, they need to drive it.
Create a little chaos.
Crash. Give me a little shake and bake action. Give me something that's going to, like you just said, Chad, create some chaos up at the kitchen line. Like you also said, they have 2 serves to do it right now. On the first one, let's go for
take a chance on the first one. You can be a little more conservative on the second.
Correct.
The lights are bright. Who is going to step up and show us that they are the star?
10-5-1.
Jack Monroe with the serve. And what could be a championship point.
Oh, got him in the face.
Now, that ball to Barrientos, he couldn't drive because that was a great return from Pailet. He pushed him all the way back behind the baseline. He was on his heels.
7th championship point.
There it is.
Turns out to be lucky number 7 for the 2 who had never played together until this morning. And now they have upset after upset to prove that they deserve this gold medal. Congratulations, Jack Monroe, Mario Barrientos. What a run. We're going to hear from them in just a moment when we come back to the 2024 Zimmer Biomet APP New York City Open.
We'll hear from our winning duo in just a few moments. On court with Dorian, we continue our FS1 broadcast. These very strong men bringing things out to the court and also hardware here at the Zimmer Biomet APP New York City Open. Don't go anywhere though. Right after we hear from our winners, we'll continue on live in front of a nationally televised audience with women's pro doubles gold medal match. Stay in your seats. More gold medal stuff coming at you.
It's your fault. It's your fault.
The last-minute pairing of Jack Monroe and Mario Barrientos comes out gold, Chad.
Yeah, I mean, Barrientos had his hands tested a few times, and he stood up to the test. They held on with the late barrage from Pailet and Newell. But in the end, it was Newell trying to push the envelope a little too much. Barrientos steps up, applies that pressure. Fantastic win, and we'll throw it down to Dorian Kraft, who's courtside for our post-match interview.
Jack, Mario, congratulations on your gold medal here in men's doubles. I have to ask you, I spoke to both of you when you were watching the other semifinal going on. Both of you wanted Ben and Eric specifically. What was it, Jack, that you liked about this matchup that you felt played into your strengths?
Yeah, personally, it's all matchups. I like dinking cross-court against a lefty, and Mario really helped prevent Ben's speed-ups because we know that Ben is super aggressive over there, so that definitely helped neutralize it.
Mario, we've seen you at times today. You've talked a little bit, you got the body language going, but you told me you really wanted to let your play speak for itself. So what does your play say about you?
Resilience, determination. I think I just want to give a big shout out to all my Hispanic friends and people that have been following me along. And it's how we came here to US to play pickleball some now. So a big shout out to them. It's just determination to get out there and play our best and have fun.
Jack, I'm going to put you on the spot. You guys have never played together before today. Should we expect to see this partnership more on tour this year?
This was crazy. Hands, we had drops, we had everything, we had the energy. It was perfect. Honestly, you could.
Well, at the very least, you guys will always have New York, and you will have this gold medal. Congratulations once again, Jack Monroe, Mario Barrientos, your gold medalists in men's doubles here in New York.
Thanks so much, Dorian. Wow, so much fun to see this duo come through the most unlikely of circumstances to win the gold medal. Mario Barrientos, originally from Chile, and shouting out to his home country there in the gold medal speech. Well, it may be the first, but I do hope it is not the last, because that was a lot of fun. We're expecting a lot more fun here at the Zimmer Biomet APP New York City Open, because women's doubles hit the court next. Barrientos and Monroe, have your moment.